You are now listening to Nexxlegacy Radio, a radio station for the people.
Live, and then we'll be downloading it later. This is Branded After Dark, brought to you by Nexxlegacy.com. I am Branded here, and definitely appreciate it. I mean, this sound from this young lady is super dope, and I'm a fan already, just watching her moves and stuff like that. And I want to, before I start talking about her a whole lot, I want to once again wish everybody a happy holidays. I know this is the giving time of year for a lot of people, so definitely make sure you carry that into the new year as well. And all the people out there listening, not just in the States, of course, Japan, all the people out there that's been supporting Nexxlegacy for well over 9 years, I definitely appreciate all the love that we continue to get and have been getting for so many years. And my guess is, for the most part, I got to make sure that I let the people know that, I always try to do what I can to reach out to folks because I admire their work and that they are heavily appreciated and sought after, in my opinion, when it comes to just pushing the line that I feel like we should all do in support of our up-and-coming rising stars in this global thing that we call entertainment. So, I reached out to this young lady because, she has talent. I mean, just been watching her Facebook moves and listening to some of the stuff she has going on and just being a fan of her movement. And I just want to find out what keeps her motivated. And I want to find out, not just for myself, but for the listeners out there that's been listening and supporting her, but also the people out there that's just now tuned in and logged into her movement for the very first time. And you can follow her on Facebook at facebook.com/Jays, and Jays is spelled Jaies. And let's make sure that the world is giving this young lady a heavy round of applause, and we'll definitely do it right here. Jays is in the house on Nexxlegacy Radio. Branded After Dark. What's up, baby?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing? Are you giggling like a nice, complimentary giggle, or is it one where, okay, I'm gonna check the show out and see if it's dope? Like,
no,
you're on it, so it's gotta be dope.
Be here. No, I'm happy to be here.
Well, I'm glad you are. I'm glad you are here because it's just kind of like I was saying when I was starting the show. It's just I've been watching your moves for a while now, and I've just been a fan of what you're all about and what you're trying to do for your legacy. And why not have you on a show that that's honoring that and that appreciates that. So I'm just glad you're here to hang out with us. And I see you brought a lot of fans here too. Like, you had a lot of people logged in. So I'm thrilled.
Oh,
it's exciting.
Thank you.
Oh,
hey everybody. I love you all. Thanks for showing up for me.
So for the people out there that's logged into you for the very first time, that just heard this song right here, "Do It to Me," and it's definitely hot on a very central level in my opinion. But for the people that tuned in for the very first time to Jays, tell the people a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a singer, songwriter, actress, model, so basically a busybody. And
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm just always running around from state to state, just trying to stay busy. Busy is good.
No doubt. I mean, busy is good, and just with everything that you're trying to do and stuff like that is definitely dope. But the people out there, when did you get started? Like, what made you decide, what, this is something that I just really want to push. Like, this is the line that I feel like I need to just, not just motivate myself, but give my talents to the people. When did you realize that this was something you wanted to do?
I mean, I think it's something that I always want to do. When I wake up, the first thing I want to do is sing or, something has to do with entertainment. So it's just something that I feel like was a passion of mine. It was innate. I was born with it. And, I just always wanted to do it, and I've always, in some way pursued it, even when I was in school, choirs, competitions, and stuff like that, and I'm super competitive. So I was in every competition. There was NAACP, EXO, UIL, whatever. So it's just something, like I said, that's always been in me. And then I guess in college is when I really really got behind wanting to really put myself out there. I was in a girl group, and, it was fun while it lasted, but, it's all girl groups pretty much do. They break up. So, can't have too many cooks in the kitchen.
Well, I'm going to ask you about that then, because you're actually 100% right. I mean, it's like that with guy groups too, though, but just groups in general, it's not like it used to be. We've had moments, we can go back as far as the Supremes, or we can go back as recent, or still far back as In Vogue, Escape, stuff like that, or whatever. Why do you feel it's just, is it just because groups are literally that, too many chefs in the kitchen, and sometimes egos may come into play?
So I think that everybody, and not everyone, but most people, just want to shine, and there's nothing wrong with that. And everybody's talented. And so, and I don't even think it's the individuals themselves. I think it's, managers and other people from outside influences getting in and, messing stuff up. Because for the most part, my group, when I first got in, it was, it was pretty chill. We harmonized together well, and we got along. But then, other people came in, you should go soloing, or you should do this. And I started modeling, and so then they started calling me video. What, and names like that. And it wasn't the group, but it was other people, saying things to the group, and it kind of caused a sort of discord between us, and then it just kind of fell apart. And like I said, and we're still cool today, but I think that had that not happened, I think we could have maybe gone a little further than what we did.
Interesting. I mean, and especially when you think about just the fact that I always feel like, the groups that I mentioned, it's like anytime that you can harmonize and do it on the legendary level, that, it would take literally like a whole bunch of different reasons for groups that can't stick together or whatever. But I guess, in a lot of cases could be that, like you said, also money sometimes, because let's keep it real, you can't really make a whole lot of money with a group as opposed to doing solo stuff. So,
you gotta split
sometimes that kind of happens.
And not too many people. Yeah, some people think that they're doing more work than the others, so they feel like they should get a bigger piece, and it gets to be real messy.
Yeah, and sometimes, unfortunately, it just kind of come to pass like that. But with you, and you had the group, and then you were part of the group, and then you decided, like, okay, well, this is just the path I'm going to take now. So, music, you said you've always had it in you, and you've always wanted to do it. You woke up, and this is what you pretty much wanted to do. How have you managed to kind of juggle all the things that you've been juggling with it being such a crowded industry?
It's super hard because, you're steadily trying to, produce good stuff and, trying to be seen, trying to be heard, and you're kind of, you think you're in competition with other people when you're really not. You're more in competition with yourself. But it's really about getting those opportunities. So anytime I have an opportunity to, put myself out there, or at least have my stuff heard or seen or anything, I jump on it. I'm like, okay, well, hey, you invited me to the show. I was like, let's do it. No problem.
Right.
So, you just, if you're passionate about it, you'll find a way to juggle those things. You'll find a way to make it happen. And I'm busy. I still try to hone in on my craft. So I take classes, everything. I'm in music school, acting classes, plus still, gigging and all that stuff. Because, for me, I want to be the best that I could be. And I think that's only fair to people who, enjoy my music or who want to give me a shot. I want to give them the best that I possibly can. So.
That's game right there, though. Jay is our guest on Branded After Dark, brought to you by Nexxlegacy.com. And I always look at artists like this in a sense because, I listen to how you talk and I listen to your music, and of course, like I said, I've checked out social media stuff that you're doing and how you're marketing and promoting yourself. And I always look at it as the fact that there's been plenty of times where I just feel like, someone like yourself, we got to make sure that we rally behind you, because there's so many other people who, in my opinion, is very, very talented but not creative. Like, I always look at someone like yourself as like, you know what, you come in, I can tell just by your sound, you don't sound like somebody, you sound like yourself, and I think that's very important. And for all the people out there that's listening, up-and-comers or established folks, I mean, I'm pretty sure you take stuff like that to heart, because you really try to latch on to your own particular sound. You're not trying to sound like somebody, right?
Yeah, I think they have enough, Beyonce's, Tamia's, and I love all of them, but I don't want to sound like anybody. I want, somebody to hear my voice. I want them to say, hey, that's Jay's, I think that's the biggest thing for an artist. You want to have your own style, your own personality in that music. You don't want them to say, oh,
right.
That sounds like so-and-so.
Mhm. And to me, I think that's always important for people to know. Like, as you do interviews and as you do music, and I just think it's fair that we got to promote the creativity as opposed to just the song, because we can play the song all day, but people may say, oh, she sound like, or something like that, or but as they get to know you, they say, oh, okay, she's dope. Like, she got this, distinct voice about her and how she goes about her business, too. So sometimes you got to push the music line and you got to push yourself, too, at the same time, right?
That's right. I mean, you just have to do it. And no matter, I think I used to ask this one woman, I mean, she sings all the time. She sings in Fort Worth, Dallas area, and she gets on the stage, and I mean, she's legendary there, and and I'm always like, dang, how do you just get up there and just kill it all the time? Are you ever scared? Are you ever nervous? And she's like, I'm always scared. I'm always nervous. But the moment I hear myself crystal clear through that microphone, that's it. That's it.
That's a wrap, huh?
Yeah, and she's like, even the greats, I even heard, Boyz II Men, as great as they are and awesome as they are, they perform in Vegas still. And they say, Wanye says he still gets butterflies before he hits that stage. And I was like, okay, well, cool. Because even if the greats are like that, I feel like, well, dang, okay, cool. Then I'm okay then. Because you're scared as hell when you get out there, because you don't know, as a new artist, you don't know how people are going to perceive you. And a lot of people be like, oh, yeah, you don't care. But yes, you do. Yes, you do. You care.
Oh, yeah.
When you make your
but
music.
You know what? And Jay's, like, I look at it like this, as a performer or anybody that's on stage doing something, like, if you're performing in front of 1, 10, 20, 50, 500, 5 million people,
it's the same.
You want to come across as, you got to come off as authentic, and you just got to put a little bit of yourself into, each thing that you do. Like, I know there's a lot of, songwriters, and there's a lot of people, a lot of things that kind of, have a certain sound, but you still got to make that sound your own, and I'm pretty sure you do that when you get in the booth and do your music, too.
Yeah, I mean, you just put your personality into it. Shoot, sometimes, depending on the song, I'm laughing in the booth, I'm crying in the booth. Because I'm relating to that song. Most of those songs I've written, and it's an actual experience that I've had, or maybe I've listened to someone and heard what they went through and kind of vicariously, living through them, wrote the song. But I feel it. So, yeah, you put yourself into that all the time. There's one song.
So we played Do It.
Oh, go ahead.
So we played Do It To Me. So how was you feeling when you got in the booth and did that one?
Well, I was feeling real sexy. Yeah, I wrote that song in that was probably like the quickest song I ever wrote. I wrote that song in 15 minutes.
No way. Are you serious?
I'm serious. That was the quickest one I ever wrote. And, I mean, it just came out it just kept going like it was playing in my head, and I was just writing it down. And and then I called, because I called the person who recorded, and I was like, hey, we got to put this down. And it was just like that. But I was just thinking about it's a conglomeration of different experiences that I had, I guess along the way, different people that I've known, dated, and, how I felt about them in certain moments. And that's what came, that's how it all came together in that song. So it wasn't like any one particular person I was thinking about. It was, different people, different experiences that I had.
Oh, I feel you. That makes sense. Because, you said it off top, though. You said that, hey, I was still sexy that day. That's how it came out. So, but I love that because to me, it's built on emotion. Like, I think anytime, if you're having a not-so-great day, then you know what? You might get a sad song out of it, especially if it's in your arsenal. Or if you're feeling sexy, then you're going to get a sexual-type song. Or if you're feeling, happy on any kind of level, spiritual or whatnot, or just happy, period, you're going to get that vibe. And I think that's, like, super important, especially now because everything is just so routine. Like, and I don't know about you, but especially when it comes to music, I don't like routine. Just give me emotion all day, every day, and let that come out, right?
Yeah, I'll take that over anything. I want to hear I want to hear you cry on the track. Like Michael Jackson, he will just, take it there. And I think that's probably why he's my favorite artist, because he just, he will let the track just totally take him wherever it needed to go. And on some of those songs, he was actually crying, and it made the song,
Right.
So.
No, that's definitely dope. Jay's our guest.
And I
Brandon
think emotion allows you
by
to connect.
Nexxlegacy. Yep, and that's true because I think anytime that because you could feel it, like, you know what I'm saying, like that's why I asked you about Do It To Me, because I could tell you sounded. You probably already sexy, right? But you was probably sounding a little extra, and that might be the reason why. So that's cool. We're gonna play that again shortly, but I want to ask you this. I want to ask you that with everything that's going on in the industry as far as music, record labels are definitely not the same as far as how it used to be 10, 20, 30 years ago. The development of artists is definitely not the same as it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. Where do you fit in this life that we call music now? Like, so many people, and let's just keep it solid, people are motivated by money, people are motivated by fame, people are motivated by whatever it is. What motivates you when you go out and do all your 50 million jobs? What motivates you outside of, the norm? What's a little something extra that you feel like you give to the people?
I feel like I give them a piece of myself. I'm passionate about what I do. I love it, and I can just totally lose myself, on the stage or speaking to people, because I'm also a cover model for a vampire series by author Dicey Grenner. And so we're constantly meeting fans, constantly meeting people, and I love that. I love interacting with people, and I like getting their feedback, and I like good or bad. I don't take it to heart like, oh, what, you don't like my stuff? No. What is it about it that, maybe you don't like, or, what is it that, that you do like, or whatever. I enjoy the feedback. I like it, and I like getting out there and sharing a part of myself with them so they can get to know me on a more intimate level, and so, they'll want to continue to follow me, or not, but hopefully they do. But
that's what's up. Well, that's how you got me, because like I said, you kind of captured something that I paid attention to, and that I kind of latched on. But you mentioned Dicey Grenner and Sleepy Willow's Redeemed Soul. I remember I seen the cover of that book on your page.
That book just came out. Yeah, it's available for pre-order now.
And girl, you better work that blue dress though. But how'd you get started doing that though? I'm just saying, you go, girl, with the blue dress, like. But tell me a little bit about how you got into the this whole series, and how'd you get recruited?
Well, basically, like I said, things must be
Shout
meant
out to the
be
blue
with
dress
that.
though. Shout out to you in the blue dress though. But go ahead, continue.
But Yeah, apparently it was just meant to be because I went in. I was debating on going to law school, and I went over
really?
and I talked to the dean, and and basically just decided I was going to go to law school. Let me go in and talk to the dean, and so Dicey's husband happened to be there. And I don't even know how we got on the subject of vampire novels or something like that, but he just asked me, hey, do you like to read? Do you like vampire novels? And I said, I love to read. I'm a voracious reader, love it. Love vampires, always have. And so he said, okay, well, my wife, wrote these books, So I started reading the books, and I loved them. I loved it from page one. And if you like Zane or anything like that, she's kind of like that, but with a twist, with like True Blood and all of that stuff mixed in. But I read the book, and so I was leaving a message, I believe, on Amazon, and somehow she saw my picture or something, maybe on one of my comments, and she wrote back. I was really surprised, but she basically said that I looked kind of like what she was envisioning for the vampire, because the original cover doesn't have an actual person on there. It's like a silhouette of a woman, but you never see who she is, so there's no, So she asked me if I modeled. I came in for a photo shoot, just a test shoot, and the rest was history. And, I mean, we've gotten 4 great covers out of it. Actually more, because we changed some of the covers.
Yeah, I was going to shout you out on those covers, though, because, they're great. So.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of hard work on those covers, a lot of freezing in cemeteries and stuff like that, and
No way, cemetery. So you had to do a shoot in the cemetery? Are you serious?
We did, and I think someone was like having a funeral or something there one day, and I was feeling I was feeling kind of certain kind of way. I just felt. We just waited. We were respectful. We waited a little bit until they went on before I, took off the coat and ran around in my little lingerie and stuff. We waited. But no, it was fun, and the shoot was in February, so it was freezing cold. But we got it done, and we got an awesome shot out of that. Well, a bunch of shots, but the one for that cover was awesome. I love that picture.
Well, you have a few of those, and people that can that's interested in wanting to check out the covers to these, or making sure that they get the vampire series or the ones that's out or pre-order. You can definitely go to Amazon. You can type in Dicey Grenor, or did I pronounce that right? Grenor. Okay. And also, if guys and girls, if you want to make sure you hit up the Facebook, do that. Facebook.com/Jays JAIES. And she is my guest on Branded After Dark. I want to play your song again, because this is how we roll. I want to play that. There's a couple of questions that's in the chat room and emails, and I love the emails, attention, everybody online listening. That's dope. So we're going to come back. I want to ask you a couple of questions about not just continuing to juggle your 50 million jobs, and I say that loosely because you've literally got that damn near, right, for the most part?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you that. I want to ask you that and more. Branded After Dark, I'm Brandon in the building. The beautiful Jays in the house. Facebook.com/Jays is here. You can, and it's spelled JAIES. Make sure you people out there that's following me, follow her. Everybody out there that is overseas, definitely make sure that you go check out her social media stuff, which is all you got to do is Google her movement, and you'll see it right there. So for the people out there that's connecting to you via social media, give out your Twitter, Instagram. I don't know if you Snapchat, but give it all up there.
Yeah, I tried the Snapchat thing. I just was like, forget that.
You and me both. You and me both. I tried, though. Like, Jay's for real. Like, I really did.
I have
and it's
Snapchat.
just like,
But I was like, forget it. I'm too busy for that right now. But, I'll get the hang of it one day, and then I'll be out there, doing a Snapchat. But
Actually,
it's just,
I don't. Me personally,
you don't?
I don't want to. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm good with Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. And all,
right.
websites and all that
stuff.
stuff.
Enough.
I ain't got no time for Snapchat. Like, shout out to Snapchat, though, but not me.
No, it's all the same. It's Jay's Baptiste, and it's all JAIES BAPTISTE, and that's on Instagram, Twitter, and you can find me on Facebook that way as well. And shout out to Mateo Amare for the background vocals on that song, on the male parts that you hear the guy in the background, and for letting me use his studio on the spur of the moment. So yes, that was awesome.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. And definitely, as I get ready to cue in some of these questions that some of your fans, new fans, and some people that's seen you and heard you and supported your career. One of the questions, actually, I'm not sure if you may know this person. This is Tony out in Seattle, Washington. He just wants to know, is there anything that you have currently that is for sale on iTunes, Amazon, stuff like that?
Well, I know that I was going to say the books are on Amazon, but the music is in the process of being uploaded to iTunes. So I guess check back in, I think, a couple of weeks, and I should have a few songs up there on iTunes.
Okay, what about this song that you gave me, Do It To Me? Will that be on there too, or?
Yes, that will be on there.
Okay. So people out there that's itching to buy this young lady's music, just make sure you stay logged in to her social media, and she'll make that announcement. And hopefully, when you do, you'll come back and you'll let us celebrate, have a party, do what we do best, right? And drive traffic and make sure people can buy all this good stuff. So we also have another one from shout out to the fellas that's all logged in too, all the guys. They want, this one, did he leave it there? Yep, Walter's out there in Tennessee, wants to know, with all the things you got going on, is there how do you handle your personal life mixed in with all the things that you do, if you do have a personal life? So in other words, this dude's kind of nosy. He would probably want to know if you're dating, if you're married, if you got, you know what I'm saying? He want to know all your business. You can plead the fifth, though, but, I ain't speaking for him, but I'm pretty sure I got a feeling. I have a feeling.
You have a feeling? What's your feeling?
I have a feeling that was really his roundabout question that he really wanted to ask. He just wanted to know what's up. So, the floor is yours if you want to tell the people whatever it is you want to tell them. But I'm pretty sure more of those
want to know. But,
inquiry minds want to know.
Yeah, and I just normally, I keep the personal. And, whoever, is around, they have to be able to support that and have to, because I am busy, I am going all the time and all that, and, you have to just be very understanding, a lot of communication, that's the only way that stuff like that works behind the scenes.
Well, I think because you are in the business where you are on the go, you might have an opportunity. You definitely got to have that guy, that person that's supporting you, understand your grind. Egos, leave that at the door. Anything that person can do to be able to help you move into that direction. To me, I look at this as well, me being a single guy who would love to one day get married and stuff like that or whatever. I always look at it like this. If I can get supported and I support you and we helping each other grow, then you know what, that's the good business right there. We help and do whatever we need to do to be able to not just make each other happy, but also grow in whatever business that is accomplished. I think that's important.
Yeah, because you have to have that understanding, because you don't want that kind of drama in your life and you're trying to do something, because you'll be distracted. And so you just have to have somebody that understands, look, I can't be distracted by the nonsense. Either you're down for me or you're not, And if you are, then let's do it. If you're not, then, hey, we won't do it. I'm going to keep going.
Exactly. Because, it should never be a point in time where your man will come in and be like, Chase, I I got this opportunity that I could be able to take you on a 3-day cruise. We on our way. We good. And then your comeback is, you know what, I got this opportunity to open up to do a Grammy party or something like that or whatever. And if that guy is like hating or he's just like, well, fine then, you know what I'm saying, like super mad at the fact that, you know what I'm saying, he had something going on, but if you got something that would be an awesome opportunity for you, like at the end of the day, at the end of the day, he should applaud that. There you go.
You
like,
can always
he should
reschedule the trip.
it.
And when you said Grammy party, that brought up something. Shout out to Divine Evans. I guess with me and a couple of 100 other women, we all co-wrote this book, and it's called Sheet Music, The Diary of a Songwriter. And it was debuted last year at a Grammy party in Los Angeles, but that's when the book came out. So right now, the movement is going on right now, and it's about women in the music, in the entertainment industry, and the struggles and things that they've had to go through. And I mean, these women have some stories, like from abuse to indecent proposals, all kind of things. So it's a really fascinating read, and then you get to see all these beautiful, talented women across the world, because it's women from overseas, and this book is, Janelle Monáe is in the beginning of the book too. So, I mean, it's awesome, but check that out as well. And that's diarysongwriter.com.
And you know what, that brings and segues into, something that one of the people in the chat rooms doesn't have a name, but also it's part of one of the questions I wanted to ask you too, because it is male-dominated. It is, you get those certain things where you get those indecent proposals, and you get somebody that wants to work with you, and they know that you're beautiful and you're talented, and, they proposition you, and women get that obviously a lot more than men. How do you handle certain things like that, especially when you just know, like, do you straight up like, hey, this is all about business, and what we do is what we do, and that's it? Like, do you have boundaries that you set when you work with certain people?
Yeah, you don't want to mix business and pleasure, because when you do that, I feel like nothing will ever get accomplished. I think that once they get that, then they kind of have something on you to hold over your head. So every time it's time to do something, I feel like they'll be like, well, now you got to do this, or I'm going to tell that you did that. Or, so I feel like that kind of stuff never works, trying to, sleep your way in or charm your way in. Or, I mean, you can charm. And, I'm going to charm until I can't charm anymore. But when it gets to a point of like, okay, now you're going to have to do this, then it's going to have to be a no. And I've had to do that quite a few times. Actually, there's a story in that book on the Diary of a Songwriter that I wrote that's telling, it was like a huge opportunity. And it was like the most like heartbreaking thing, because it was someone major in the industry who gave me that indecent proposal. And it was really heartbreaking, because it's like, dang, here's my dream right here. But then when you think about it, it's like, if I really would have done that, would I have made it? No, I probably still wouldn't have made it. They'd probably like, see, you don't have integrity. We don't want to work. You know what I mean? So it's like a catch-22. So it's just kind of like you want to make the kind of decisions that you can live with, and if those kind of things come out about you, that you can still hold your head up. So you want to, always be cognizant of that, because people are watching you, even when you think they're not. People are watching you. So you always want to, do something that you can be proud of, make decisions that you're proud of in the end. And if you don't care, then, hey, that's you, because I know people that they don't care. And, they, hey, if this will get me in, and if it doesn't, oh, well, I'll do something else. If that's what, that's you. And people always try to come to you in the industry, oh, dropping A-list names, so-and-so did it, this person did it. Okay, well, I feel like they did what they had to do. I'm not knocking them. They made it.
Right.
Congratulations. It didn't backfire on them. That doesn't work for the majority of people.
Yeah. But, the sad part about that is it's like, even though you did certain things to get your way to the top, sometimes you're going to feel super lonely when it's all said and done, because of the hollow
People
feeling
know it.
that's going to come of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. And to me, I think it's unfortunate because our women in this industry, and it's been like that through hip-hop, women had a shared success to a certain degree, but also I still feel like, you know, women deserves more credit in this business because there is a lot of women writers. Obviously there's a lot of songwriters, a lot of artists. Obviously, there's a lot of producers who do not get credit for the work that they put in because it's male dominated. And you know, and I'm hoping, and I'm not putting a lot of pressure on you, but I'm hoping that you can be able to help foster in that opportunity that I know a lot of young women can see and hear from you because we need that. Like, you know, I got a 14-year-old daughter. I would love to see, hey, you know what, I interviewed Jay's and she's producing and she's doing this and she's doing that, and she didn't have to do anything extra to be able to get to that top. She did that because she worked her ass off. I think that's important.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that you can be proud of when you do make it is that, you know, you worked for it. You know, nobody just gave it to you. And, you know, you had to prove yourself, and that's just the thing about this industry. You constantly have to prove yourself, and you have to have a thick skin, too, because you're going to hear a lot of no before you start hearing the first yes, you know. So it's just something that you just have to. But that book that I was telling you about, this is made for other women in the industry. Divine Evans, he's a 5-time Grammy Award winner. He's worked with Pink, Rihanna, Justin Timberlake, everybody. And I was honored that he came to me and asked me to be in this book to write my story. Right. And so, when you read these stories, this is kind of like a warning for women who are interested in being in the industry or who are in the industry, just to let them know that, hey, you don't have to do this. We've all been there. We've been through this, and you can, you know, and there are some really, really successful women in that book, too. I mean, women that are out now, you know, well-known. Right. And their stories are in there, and it's just like, you know, they're showing you that it can be done the right way or whatever you feel like is the right way, but you don't have to compromise yourself or your beliefs. You don't have to do that. I mean, it's hard, and it's hard even if you do it. It's any path that you take in entertainment, it's hard. But, I mean, if it's something that you believe in and, you know, you'll just keep pushing. And if you keep going, you know, you will eventually, you know, make it. There's no last feeling. Yeah, you'll make it. You just have to keep going. You just have to believe. Own your craft.
Jay's is giving us superhero game tonight on Branded After Dark, brought to you by Nexxlegacy.com. And Brenda in Dallas, Texas wants to know female artists. Who's in your top 5 as far as female artists?
Oh my gosh, it depends on what day that we're talking about. I'm so serious.
My top 5 singers are I'm like you, because my top 5 is just, it'll change depending on the mood, depending on, you know, whatever it is. It's just, like, whatever mood you in right now, like, just shoot out top 5. Like, what's your top 5 based on your current emotion? Like, I'm not sure how you feel it emotionally. I know you're probably, you know, happy and excited and, you know, if you're feeling sexy too, that's a big ups right there too. But you know, who's you feeling right now, based on emotion, pure emotion on today? It could change tomorrow, but who you feeling right now?
Because I'm getting a mixture of old and new. So I got Tamia Love. I have Roberta Flack. I have Phyllis Hyman. Let's see. I had to go back. I have to say, sometimes, right now, I'm on a Denise Williams type of thing. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm an old school head. I love, because I like the melodies and the harmonies from old school.
Love it. I love it.
I would say, technically speaking, because she's a beast technically. I mean, it had to be Beyonce, because, I mean, she's very on point. She's like a robot.
Okay.
And one more female, number 5. I'm going to have to say I'm a Christina Aguilera fan.
Okay.
I know. They're all over the place.
Nah, but that's you know what? That's legit though. Like, I love the fact that you pulled out Roberta Flack. Like, people are gonna be like, ooh, okay, Phyllis Hyman. Ooh, there's another one. I mean, to me it is, to me, I think she has one of the most underrated voices like ever. Like she has a voice that is tremendous. Like,
incredible.
And Christina Aguilera, of course. I mean, her vocals has always been legendary. So, I mean, you threw some names in there. You threw a couple that I didn't even know. Roberta Flack, though. Like, Roberta Flack, when you think about her, that voice is definitely it. Like, and then you said Denise Williams as well. So, you got me for the diversity. But, see, that goes to show you the power of the diversity that women have in their vocal ranges, because you picked a few of those that have different types. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a good look right there.
And I think all those women, it's something about something in their voice that I admire in each of them. It's something about them. I wish Phyllis had more time to do her thing, but that we could have got some more works out of her. But otherwise, I mean, that "You Know How to Love Me" song is like my favorite. I that's like when I'm on the road, I put that on in the morning and I'm dancing. It's so funny. Like, people see me dancing in my car. This one guy, I was in the Galleria area in Houston, and I was breaking it down in my car. And I looked over, and he was, like, looking at me like, oh, my goodness. And I got embarrassed. And so then he started dancing with me, too. So we started dancing in traffic together.
Oh, wow.
Like, hey.
Hey, see, that's what's up though, and I love the fact that you have different styles, different types of people that you really just kind of like you filter in as far as just where your motivation lies. So that's dope. And Leonard in Florida, Miami, Florida, in the middle of him sending chats or whatnot as far as marriage proposals, he did actually have a legit question, and that question is. Outside of, are you looking to, let me make sure I read this verbatim, are you looking to latch on to a major record label, or are you just going to continue to stay independent?
I guess right now, like with the major record label thing, it's kind of like, it's almost better to stay independent. Now, I mean, with the record labels, they want you to be fully developed because they don't do development deals or anything like that anymore. So you have to come already ready out the box, which is fine. And I'm working with a mentor right now, Sarah Kelly. She's like 2-time Grammy nominated. She's awesome. So she's my mentor. So that's the development side right there. But I mean, I guess any artist, if the deal was right, would jump at being with a major label. If they could find the right deal. The only thing now is just those deals are like far and few in between now, just because just the industry isn't like it was. It'll never be that way again. Most artists are putting themselves out digitally, so you really don't necessarily have to have a major record label. Look at Chance the Rapper with all he did.
Exactly.
So you really don't have to have a major label anymore. But I mean, am I knocking or one? No. If I had the opportunity and the deal was right, definitely.
Okay, but like you said, I think the key to that is if the deal's right, because I think you have more power gaining and having your independence than anything, because if you are successful independently, then they're going to knock on your door. And when they knock on your door, you're going to say, hey, come on in, but, you know what I'm saying, keep your shoes on, because, you're not going to stay too long. Yeah, you're not going to stay too long because, you literally want me. So then that means that, like you said, terms is going to be up to me and how I handle it. So that's solid. So with that being said, I know we kind of asked this question earlier, but outside of, like, are you working on a full project for yourself, or are you just working on singles? Like, what's the game plan for you going into the new year?
Right now, I think I'm working on singles because I'm working with a couple of different people. I have a single with Next Wave Entertainment, Preston Middleton. So hopefully that one will be out soon. But right now I'm just working on singles because I feel like right now that'll probably be the best route for me to go. That singles are easier than trying to do an entire album. I think by the time you get all your singles out, you'll have a whole album. But right now I'm just I'm just going through singles because it's easier to get, a couple of singles to present,
Right.
once you feel like you're ready to present to, a major label or whatever, or to present online and to get a buzz going about yourself and keep those in a certain package. So you say, okay, I moved this many units or this many, and now here's the package. Now what do you think? So I'm just thinking probably about 4 or 5 good ones, and that's going to be it.
Well, that sounds like a plan, and also even though you're the cover person on these books, that's available on Amazon, and there's a new one that's people can pre-order, right? So, how much of an input that you had on, I know you say you like vampire, the stuff that's out right now that she's putting out. Like, how much input do you have, or is it just you on the cover, and then you're getting a chance to be able to have the access to read it? And it's kind of like a two-part question. Is there a way that some of these are going to turn into like actual movies?
That's a great question. I'm actually one of her readers. She has beta readers, so I read some of the novel before it comes out, and I give my input. And she had, there's probably about 5 different beta readers that she has. So we read parts of the novel and we give our input on what we think, is too much, not enough, do this. So, yeah, I do have input. And I think it's great considering the fact that I've read all of her books outside of the vampire. She does more than just the vampire series, too. She does fiction novels as well that are non-fantasy. And but it's great having that input because when I'm talking to, as the face of her brand, when I'm talking to different fans, I really can relate, to Willow, to the character, because I do read the books. I do have input on it. So because sometimes, people read the books and they see my picture. So, one of the readers, she said, yeah, I see your face, so I'm imagining you doing all this stuff, and she does some wild stuff in the book. So, I have input. These people, are seeing my face, my image with, her writing. So, I think it's awesome that she allows me to have a little. I just say what I think. Of course, she, decides to take the advice or not. But I'm
cool,
just honored that I even get to be in that part of the process of it. And
that process is definitely important because that's going to lead to other things, and as the book continues to sell and do well and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure movies are going to come out of it. And if people out there definitely want to check it out.
For it now. She's actually writing a script for it now, and we're working on that and working on another script as we speak. We'll be casting for this series soon. So not the vampire series, but for another series that we're writing. So I'm co-writing, executive producer on another film. So we will be casting soon, so please check my page for casting updates.
There you go. That's what's up. And also the book, Dicey Greener, Grenor. Make sure you go ahead and search it, Google it, Amazon, hit it, Sleepy Hollow's Redeemed Soul, which is available for pre-order, and check out all the other books as well. And, before we get ready to wrap this up, and, all the listeners out there that's listening, not just on the phone lines, but via emails. You got a lot of people from different area codes, 713, of course, your town, 832-646-817, Chicago, we got Minnesota. We got so many different people out there that's globally. And shout out to Japan, 92.3 The Beat, for always listening in and splicing the show so they can be able to, blast their shows out there and stuff like that. So, for all the new fans and the fans that already is logged in, listening, and appreciate your movement, what would you like to tell your fans, new and old, not just following you, but what would you like to say to them? I'll give you the floor to, go ahead and say what Jays need to say to get them over. floor is yours.
I would just like to say thank you so much for your support. I appreciate any and all feedback that any of you have ever given me or that you will give me, and I do take it to heart. I'm very approachable, so you can hit me up on Facebook, and yes, it is me that replies to you. Now, if you go to the J.S. Baptiste music page, I do have a moderator for that one, so sometimes that may not be me, but if you go to my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, that is me, and I will communicate with you, and I will take your feedback, listen to you, and, I appreciate any and just everything. I just appreciate you being on this call and taking the time out because, it's late for a lot of you, and, I know you have jobs and work tomorrow, so that really means so much to me, and I hope that in the future that I'll be able to continue to give you things that, are a good representation of me, my works, and that you continue to enjoy them. So I thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, girl, they all up. They can't go to sleep until you're done, and the night's still young. It's still young. People need to stay up, not just stay up, just be a part of that movement. But before I let you go, I got to tell you that, again, you coming on here is definitely a big deal. I know as we get to know each other, you're just now getting to know the station. Online we've reached so many different people, had so many different people of all levels onto the show, but I definitely appreciate the fact that you are continuing to just grind and strive for your dreams, and not only that, you're a super strong female doing super strong things that I feel like other females should be inspired by, and even us males, even though it is a quote-unquote male-dominated spot. Someone like myself will do whatever I can to be able to help your growth because, I believe in people doing genuine things, and I think it's important for all of us to just be able to help everybody in their process as far as how they want to get down and do their thing. And I'm proud of you. So, never change up. Just get better. Just keep growing. And, like I said, I was a fan before I reached you. And I'm with people out there listening. I'm co-signing the fact that she's very approachable because she is. I think we've been, connected through Facebook for a while now. And, I think for the most part, I've always, that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, she's cool. But, and here I am, 9 years, almost approaching 10 years on this station, had a lot of people, Stephanie Mills, Ice Cube, different people, come through. And it's just you know what? And I was thinking, I was listening to something that you had, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't even approached to interview this woman. And, it took too damn long, so I'm glad I was able to just be like, hey, I need you on here. I think it's good. So now that I have you on here, you got to keep coming back, though. That's the only catch.
Okay. I guess I could do that. No.
That's the only catch. And then, as we celebrate, new singles that's coming on iTunes, I definitely want you to, call back in and, and then we'll start taking calls. And then, hey, you like the song, you're going to go get it, you're going to do this, that, and the other. We're gonna light it up for you. So, and I feel like you deserve it. We got to do whatever we can to help push your line. So, whatever I can do to help, I'm down.
You don't know how much that means. It means a lot. Thank you.
Oh, and before you go, when you check your email later on, I sent you something that I think you might be, you might.
Oh, I already checked it.
You might like.
I loved it.
Oh, you already did.
I emailed you back already. I was already on top of it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
I even came up with a name. You're going to be surprised.
Ooh, okay.
So check your email.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, you know what, Jay? I appreciate it. But, like I said, that right there, I'll just send you a reply back to it because that kind of had your name on it. So I was like, well, I think that might work.
Yeah.
So,
I already got something going. I'm cooking already.
I love it. Well, hey, you got a station right here that has your back, and all the listeners out there that's listening, just continue to support this woman. And, show a lot of love and not just do that, do genuine grind pushing because, we need to have a Team J's on here, too, to just make sure that we continue to spread the love and do what we need to do. So everybody out there that's listening, 414 area code, 707 area code, 646-213. Oh, shout out to L.A. y'all really hot out there too, and not only that, y'all feeling the Jays movement. So hashtag that too, and get ready, because I'm just saying. Now, Jays, I'm proud of you, so I'm gonna stay connected. Anything that you need for us, anything you need from me, let me know.
Thank you. I'll definitely let you know.
All right, man. Appreciate the interview, appreciate the time, and definitely stay on that blessed path, because I'm very, very proud of you. Keep moving in the right direction. Love it.
Okay, will do. And
all right,
I
blessings
look forward
to you.
The next time.
Absolutely. You come in whatever you want to. This station is your home now, so here.
Don't say that, because I'll be all up there taking over now. So, I mean,
hey, you
I
take over.
I
take
will
over.
do it.
You do it. You do it. This home, you got the key to the house now, so, you have that.
Okay, I'll be up there. This is Jay's, and you on Branded by Night.
Ooh, look it.
I'll have
all
my
right.
Quiet Storm voice on.
Hey, wait, let me hear that. Let me hear that Quiet Storm voice, though. Let me hear it.
You're with Jay's Baptiste, and you're on Branded by Night.
Branded by Night. Ooh, okay. Ooh. All right. That being said, I guess I'll play a song there and try to get over that Branded. That's hot. All right, Jays, you and me, we're going to get in trouble. We're going to do that live right here. Sweetheart, stay blessed. Love you much. People, y'all ain't going to get no sleep right here, Janet Jackson. Logged in to Nexxlegacy.com. Jays is in the house. We love you, baby.
Thank you. Love you back.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.